Got a snoofy little snoot for this one very pointy nose. I'll fight you now with the ninja arts. We unlocked you. We have unlocked you, I guess, as a result of having completed it with both of these two. Which is fairly... it's kind of a cute detail. But does seem to have coincided with that event. So let's just see what a snoofer springs forth, shall we? What can a snoofus accomplish martially, Only doing the punches in question will tell. I'll kick a frog, even if I have to. Especially if I have to, in a lot of ways. Sort of the impetus for me doing it at all, really.
Ready? Rumble.
Right, I do have to kick you into the leg there. Kick. It's mostly kicks. Stop. You didn't really stop. I can swap places with you, I think, is what that does. You've got... yeah. I can just sort of appear somewhere where you are, and then... if you're getting close to a thing, or if I'm dying... no, I can't use it in midair, unfortunately, which is... I guess that would be too prone to abuse, wouldn't it? Really. But here's the thing. I've got so many diamonds for you. Alright, and that's not even the start of it. Because now I can become this. I've got my lovely staff. Let me have my lovely staff and do things with it. Yeah. Bet you weren't... No! Get them! My snoofy friends of the flame! Destroy them now, and get your blame. They don't always want to be blamed for things. Sometimes they're up for it. They, it's in a strange way. It's like getting credit is their philosophy. But this time, well, no, I'm just sliding off the spheres. Why would you run towards what is clearly the area of effect of a spell I'm doing?
I could never lose.
You're a confusing snoofer, so you're making interesting decisions.
Ready?
It works out for me, but... I don't want to feel like I'm taking advantage. No! There's only so many different things. What if I'm up here instead? Let's go. I can control the direction of these to some extent, can't I? Yeah, there we go. I can shower that down. Boof! Oh, God! I've absolute went. Is the problem. Right. Will it reach in the upwards? No, it's just sort of ground floor. Ground floor startment of all the facilities, and I've got to burn you anyway. If I've got to burn you anyway, it's hardly worth splitting the points. I'll split my point across yet. Whoa! The absolute went of a boofus. Come on, jump into him. Yay! We got one hit in. Ponytail's really going. The hair is there to let you know that dynamic action is happening. You weren't defeated. Oh, heavens! I bet you know where the lady of the salt is kept. I bet you know where the funny man with tiny hands has wept. You know all sorts of facts about the people I have seen. Please don't take advantage of my paralysis. Okay. Paralysis is the wrong word. It was more sort of a staggering, or a sort of why did I even bother pressing that? I just like making leaves appear. Leaves? Do you want some leaves? You can have some leaves if you want. I'm giving you the autumn. All of it, now, for you. Whenever you want. Autumn on demand. Don't eat bread. You don't understand.
Digivolution.
You can't eat bread if you don't understand it. It's like rule number 1 of bread. You have to comprehend bread first, otherwise you'd be an irresponsible by trying to eat it. Get him. You didn't get him at all. Get him at all. Yay! Defeat you. It gave up.
Time up.
I slid too far away.
You win.
Haha, that's clearly me winning. I could not tell you how that worked out. But I'll take it. Clockwork nightmares in the fucking sky. Right. Now, if you can simply stop being everything, you only need to be a few things at a time, to be honest. Okay? You're really branching out. You're stretching yourself too far.
Digivolution.
You're gonna cause mischievous accidents inside your own brainium. Okay? I want to know! When I said remind me why 5 people like you, this is what I was actually secretly warning you would happen. That was code, and your failure to understand has cost you dearly. Oh! You snoofed me off of the mountain, and it ended terribly for me. Never again will I suffer such an indignity. You shall suffer it on my behalf now. Whoop! Flipping and flooping all about. Right, now though, you have to not. Get in the abyss. No, you didn't feel like it that time. The elevation differences really pitch you a fault. You gotta make sure you're not on anything that's liable to flop out from under you before you deploy the talisman sphere. Because otherwise,
Ready? Rumble.
well, you've seen the consequences. He who finds use in Minecraft is not gonna be pleased with this. Okay? I want you to think about the effect your performance is having on people who find uses for the fun block game. Alright.
Digivolution.
I wanna... Here's the thing about Minecraft, is that I kind of wish I had it on PC. Specifically for mods like Stone Block and whatnot and Sky Factory. Like, that sort of stuff is really interesting. Like, I'd like to have, like, a group of people to play that with. Because it just looks like a laugh to do in that sort of... Like, it looks like a fun time to be had with people. But, like... I don't really have a PC that runs games worth of fuck. Like, the little netbook I do have, like, lags at points in Undertale. You know, it struggles to handle that at times. And B, I don't want to give Notch more money. And C, I especially don't want to, given that all I really want it for is a thing that someone else ostensibly made using it. You know? So I don't really know. I don't really know where I stand in all that. Can somebody just, like, make Stone Block its own game and port it to the PS4, please?
Rumble.
What's that one? Astroneer is sort of... ticks a lot of the same boxes, but it's sort of more limited in terms of the... Like, I can't do blood magic, for example, which is really one of the main draws. I want to do all sorts of fun sorcery. I want to make chickens weird. There's all sorts of things I could be doing. Not even observe the fact that I'm fighting a worm right now. I've just gotten so caught up in my sorrows, even a worm can't replace them. Well, what about you just doing run towards me in place? What a staggering turn of events. I can't even process what you've done. You moved and yet you didn't. Truly, I have met a bizarre and terrifying opponent. Do a little spin it in the air. I can do a little spin it in the air. I think that's pretty neat. All told, I would happily recommend other people do it. Whoosh. Swooshed you up in the purples. Now let's see what you've got.
I could never lose.
Plonk.
You win.
Stab the ground.
Ready, rumble.
I bet you can't believe anything. There's probably one or two things you can believe. It would certainly be strange if you couldn't believe, like, literally anything, because, like,
Digivolution.
you'd end up contradicting yourself. Because, like, some possibilities are... I mean, they don't even have to be binary, there's just, like, a finite number of possible conclusions to all things, really. And so to, like, not believe any possible outcome,
Digivolution.
you inevitably, like... I mean, really, it's just a matter of, like, how many options there are and how long, therefore, it takes for you to really hit that difficulty. You can, at best, only buy time by just involving yourself in more complex situations, but that'll only get you so far. Mark my words. You'll be exposed eventually as the hypocrite you are. And as always happens, it finally worked as proper. The proper magic I can do sometimes, and it makes an insect disappear.
You win.
Something has to, if you think about it. Oh, there's a good minigame. What minigame do you want me to do? More basketball. Explain to me how the basketball game's got to fling spheres in it. Get the 10 points more faster than the other one. If you don't, there'll be hell to pay. Your soul is forfeit in the Dynanant. Dynanant? That's what we call basketball in digital space.
Ready,
Alright.
rumble.
Oh, little squampy bean fellow. Can I shoot more balls into this little hoop than you can in the time limit? I think so. I've come here to challenge you. Fight me. Face me in single combat. I can fly away using only my ears. I am not beating you. No, I talked a big game, but that went in. Come on. You have an interesting view, really, on when the spheres go in the hoop and when they don't. I don't know why you've decided to give me some of them and not others, given they've really landed in relatively the same position. See, I wouldn't have given me that one, if any. Like, if I was going to pick one to say that it hadn't gone in, that one would have been it. And yet, that counted, in your mind. I just want consistency. I just want consistency from any hoop-based gameplay, you know? It's difficult to know where you stand with a ring. Especially when he's involved. Look at him, he's like, oh, I won't make you know anything anymore about circular shapes. Oh no, not the hollow ones.
Ready, rumble.
Floating off in your little front flip, back flip all the way down. Won't stand for such nonsense. Get him! Oh. No. I want these, actually. Haha! Got him. Get you! I've got to get you. I've got to get you is really the problem. And now... Oh, yes. This will stop you now. I'm a larger one of the same fox. Snoof you away. Come on, snoof you away. Snoof you away with a big stick. This is what I got all of my points in the German education system for, to bring you to this moment. Get out the sky, please. I don't know where I am or where I'm going or what's this. Stop. Stop all of that. It's enough out of you. Oh, I had a similar idea that I wanted to do. No, that was the wrong button. That was the exact wrong one. Oh, for tits' sake. Come on now. Getting all the plus points before I even say them. Little kicks. Little kicks, big kicks. I don't care. Any kick'll do for me. Get him. Get the rabbit. Destroy him with lots of diamonds. Don't. Come on. Stop all that. Stop not being where my feet are for vengeance. Alright? This is the foot vengeance exercise that I like to do. Alright? This is for my health. It's part of an extensive regimen.
Evolution.
He doesn't care. He doesn't care. He's got big floppy ears. He has no interest in mortal affairs anymore. Come on now. I'll do this as many times as I have to get it to work. Come on now.
Time's up.
Yeah, you see, if you'd just let me kick you in the face more times, it would have at least been better for you. But no. Oh no, I've got to fall over in front of a television.
Rumble.
Do it, Renamon.
You don't seem to realise the trouble you're in right now if this goes through. If this plan comes to fruition, if this final man falls over, damages his elbow, he's going to need someone else to lift those boxes for him. And you're not going to want to, but you're going to be the only person who's around, and you're not going to, you know, for as much as you bemoan it, you're not going to leave him to just fend for himself, are you? You're not that kind of person. So it's a dilemma of your own making, really. If you'd only known what's at stake, well, now I've told you. Alright, so I've done something for you. You owe me now. Alright? So tell me where the Chaos Emeralds are. Let's finally put all of this to bed. Alright? I'm gonna need them for something. They've been the secret to unlocking so many things at this point. Hedgehogs will attest. Those fucking emeralds. And it is the same ones every time, I've checked. There's not just like different Chaos Emerald instances every time, as we were worried might be the case. The interdimensional theory of funny rocks states that sometimes it can happen, but this time it didn't. So really it was irrelevant information, and I don't know why Professor Pomegranate of the University of Bingus told me that it would be. Why did he bother teaching it? He just had a course that was probably always going to be unrelated. But he wanted to teach this thing because like, he was the father of that school of thought, you see, so whether or not it was actually correct, his career was sort of staked on it by that point. Known people like that. I've had lecturers like that. Who basically just stole a theory that somebody else had written. Made a big fucking deal about how he had a machine that could divide by 0. And what it basically did was just tell you that it wasn't a number. He just made up a thing for it to be.
My business is to
Fucking pointless. What's the I'm sure some fucking...
Ready? Rumble.
This is, leave it to me to find the one fucking theoretical physicist who happened to be in the audience for this one video and nothing else, who can actually say that there is some sort of practical application for dividing by 0. But, like, in real terms, that's not a thing that can happen. Like, you can't divide something between no groups if it exists. There will always be at least one, the original object itself. Matter cannot cease to... Is the point to prove that matter can be destroyed? But, like, why would figuring out a new number surely just make the observation? Or does the physical phenomenon attached to that concept not reveal itself until you find an equation to prove it? And then you're like, this is indisputable evidence. And then the the destroyer of worlds, will be like, so I am revealed to you at last, and emerge from the ether, and then we can fight him with all of the other anime protagonists that we've accrued throughout the course of the RPG.
You win.
Is that the plan, Professor? Is that what your machine's for? Agumon, tell me what it's all about at the end of the day. I'll listen to you about what the point was. A fun yellow dinosaur stomping towards me rarely lies. Look at those eyes. He couldn't tell a fib. Gun to his head. He's such a little snonkus. And snonkuses need not deceive. There's no point. There's no point for any sort of snoofers to lie about stuff. Look at a bat, for example. Look at a flying fox or fruit bat. Look at those eyes. Everything those eyes observe is a fact. There is no possibility for nuance. It sees it and it is true. And it mostly sees fruit. And you know, you might notice that fruit's real. Checkmate. You fucking went. No. You're knocking me. Don't knock me out the sky, really. Is that really so much to ask? Look at these I've got. Oh, you didn't care. You were like, why would you do them so far away? I can just shoot you. What silly of you to have done. Oh, but I've got a little flame that you're not ready for. It's going to go at you. You ready? Whoosh. You were absolutely ready. The most ready you've ever been in a lot of ways. Get him. Get him. Little snoofing round in circles round each other. You absolute dickhead. And again, you just jumped in range. I guess he felt kind of sorry about the absolute nonsense he pulled just then. I bet you're confused now, aren't you? And it didn't really help. Nope. Stop. Pack that in now. Absolutely pierced you. I think canonically those are wood chips I'm firing at him, not actual diamonds. It's all a trick. It's all a trick of the bark, isn't it? At the end of the day. Ah yes, they said I was a silly boy for thinking tree bark would fool people into precious rocks, but now I'm fighting the Grim Reaper himself. Who's laughing now, Vinegar? Got into an argument with just Vinegar in general. And now here we all are, afraid and alone, into space between worlds. What a weird way to end up in such an existentially horrifying predicament. But I'll get you. I'm gonna absolutely put an end to you. Come on. Sooner or later. Sooner or later, Piss Michael is gonna get what he wants. Okay? And you're either gonna be the person who helped him or the person who got in his way. Consider if you can afford to stand against Piss Michael at this stage. Before you make your next move. Too many challenge him in haste. And too many have fallen before his might. I will not see any more claims, do you hear me? Jesus fucking Christ. Come on, let's have you off in flames. What hit me? What even hit me? You're gonna get me at least a bit in order to hit me at all. Wow, you really... It's a fair enough response. No, leave me alone. You gotta leave me alone, really. Ah, yes, you thought you could sneak up on me from behind, but I have a large orb. There's always I have always larger orbs to stop you with. Kick him! Nice simple one.
Nice
Simple,
try.
easy, matter-of-fact biscuits. We all say that. Alright, don't listen to anyone who says they don't. They're lying to you. They're trying to trick you into giving them credit for your invention. The pineapple sorting device. That's the fruits of your labour, that is. You don't let them organise their pineapples and then leave you out of the bargain. It's not fair on yourself. You ought to patent that, really. That's the sort of the way of things that, you know, that whole system never really protects who it needs to, does it? It's the great lie of capitalist innovation. All of our pineapples are in order now. And that's bad. In this instance, because you got ripped off. It's not so much the pineapples themselves as the circumstances around them. People forget that. So don't you forget that, remember it. Until next time. Good fucking grief.